Okay, so we've taken care of the detoxification process, and now the body's ready to begin working again, but what do we need to feed it to help that body really get that vibrant life force back again?
Well, it's very important you take a daily multivitamin every day, and I mean a really comprehensive multivitamin, and a multivitamin that's geared for a man and a multivitamin that's geared for a woman. There are differences. Well, I think everybody should be taking a multivitamin every day to meet all their basic needs. And we have a wonderful female and male specific product to do that. Again, it's in a packet form. You take it once a day and you're done. These products are made right here in the United States, and they are quality. And you have my personal guarantee that they are the finest products that you can use.
Well, you mentioned something briefly about the lab, and
well, the lab that we work with and the facility that produces those supplements is one of the finest in the world. As a matter of fact, pharmaceutical companies often call on that lab to do work for them. And although maybe that isn't something that everybody wants out in the open, they are on that kind of a standard. They can do pharmaceuticals as well as supplements.
That's tremendous.
It is fine quality.
Hey Doc, you mentioned a man's and a woman's multi-pack. What's that about?
Well, very simply, men and women are different. So the nutrient load for a woman and nutrient load for a man is going to be somewhat different, and we make a product that's geared for a woman and a product that's geared for a man.
Well, if a person is not taking vitamins such as this, and they're lacking in specific nutrients that these vitamin supplements help to give the body, how could that affect you if you're not taking this?
Well, number one, that example that you're telling me, a nutrient deficient situation, of course things are going to happen, things are going to go wrong. You're not going to build bone quality. You're going to develop eye issues, like for instance, first sign of vitamin A deficiency is night blindness.
So Doc, why do we want to use a men's and women's multi-pack?
Men and women have different nutritional needs. So we made a separate pack for each. And it's the same system as the detoxification pack, where we have a packet, you open it up, you take it for breakfast or you take it at dinner, and all your needs are met.
Well, let me ask you this. What happens if somebody's not taking let's say a multivitamin, and that they are getting some deficiencies in some of the minerals and nutrients that their body needs, even if it's a little bit?
Okay, that's a good question. If you're not getting enough minerals and maybe vitamin D, then your bone density is starting to fail. If bone density fails, you end up with osteoporosis and broken bones. Let's take the vitamin, for instance, vitamin A. If we're not absorbing the right amount of vitamin A from our food, eventually we develop night blindness and other problems with the eye.
Can having a lack of certain types of vitamins affect your brain function, or how sharp you are, or how quick your thinking is?
Well, of course. Essential fatty acids like fish oil, you've heard of omega-3s, are exactly what's needed for our brains to function and our nervous system.
And vitamin D3, why is that so important, and what's the results? Like, I know a lot of people work in offices and they're not out in the sun too much absorbing the sun's rays and getting that vitamin D3. Why is vitamin D3 so important?
Well, very much like vitamin A, vitamin D, they're the two first vitamins that were actually documented and discovered. Vitamin D has so many important things that it does for the body that you can't live without it. You cannot live without vitamin D. And we don't get out in the sunlight enough. We don't eat enough food product that has vitamin D in it. So today, unfortunately, we have to supplement.
And what are the other symptoms of low vitamin D or vitamin D deficiencies?
Well, you name it. First of all, D stabilizes mood. D builds bone. D runs many of the hormonal functions in our body, and it just goes on and on. It's so important. So
sometimes when people get over emotionally, and I even want to go as far as to say hysterics, from simple little things, that is because of potentially nutritional deficiencies or D deficiencies in the body?
Well, I might just tell you that I once had a client who ended up in a mental facility, and when they happened to do the routine blood work, they discovered that his vitamin D was extremely low, I mean excessively low. They put a vitamin D IV in him, and within 24 hours, his mental condition had totally cleared up. And what we've discovered with this particular patient is he had a genetic problem holding his vitamin D, and as long as he continues to take vitamin D, his mood is stable and he is fine.
So you mean even what seems like to be mental illness can be caused from nutritional deficiencies?
That's exactly right. There's whole science built around nutritional deficiencies and schizophrenia and manic depression, and many books written on it.
But are these types of doctors really looking at that prior to their giving their clients all these psychiatric medications that we know is very damaging to the body?
No, but they do some blood work, and occasionally they will catch these things. The doctors that did that type of psychiatry were often called, I forgot what they were called, orthomolecular physicians often looked at that type of thing.
Well, these are specialists, but what about your everyday psychiatrist?
No. Your everyday psychiatrist does not look at these things generally. And although once in a while he will catch this type of thing, or he or she will catch that type of thing, generally speaking, when you walk into your psychiatrist's office, you really need to know, have a good discussion with him about what the treatment's going to be and what options are available. And it wouldn't hurt to follow up with a different type of practice.
Well, more so, what I'm getting at is if one of your loved ones is having problems with emotional mood swings and this and that, and it seems as though it's mental illness, and you bring them to a psychiatrist, chances are the psychiatrist is going to back you right up and say, oh yeah, they need this SSRI drug, they're depressed, they're this. Because I know a lot of people that the psychiatrist never really try to take a look. Is this a nutritional problem? They just wanted to write those scripts.
Psychiatrists are trained to give you pharmaceutical products. Psychopharmacology is what we call that. And that's their mode of treatment. And if you decide to go to that person, you're going to get that kind of a treatment.
So you're telling me that MDs and psychiatrists and neurologists and the rest of them really are not trained to look at the body as needing nutrition so that it works right. They basically have been trained to be script writers.
That's exactly right.
Or salespeople for the drug companies.
Either way, that's their modality. That's what they have to work with. If you're a smart consumer, you'll check out other practitioners to see if there aren't other options. So it's an important thing to do.
Now, in our multi-pack for men and women, is the omega-3s and the D3 and the other things that we mentioned in that?
Everything is in there in the proper amounts.
Real quick, let's talk about some of the things that are in the multi-pack. So you don't have to buy 50 products to go get your...
Correct.
I mean, you go to the health food store, you see vitamin A, vitamin E's in there, and they've got every vitamin under the sun, and I'm thinking, oh my God, how could you buy 50 bottles?
Well, if you tried to duplicate what we have in this pack, you'd be spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So what we have is your basic multivitamins, A, D, all the B's, then we add an omega packet to it where you get the proper amount of omega-3s, and there'll be a mineral product that will go with it. There may be certain herbs that we'll put in there for additional detoxification. So when it's done, it's a really good, comprehensive type of coverage.
It sounds like one of the best that you could possibly get.
It is. It really is.
That's great. Okay, so Doc, could you sum up for us the benefits of the male and female daily program?
Well, when we look at the female program, there's going to be product in there to balance female hormone. There's going to be product in there to help with bone density and other problems that females normally have. On the male side, there'll be products in there to help with prostate health, and of course bone density in men, and of course all the general nutrition that you would need. So these are comprehensive, these are great products, and they really fill that void for what we need on a daily basis.
For younger men and women, if they are taking all of the right nutritional supplementation, of course along with their own responsibility for the right foods and exercise, how will this help them as they age in delaying, or should we say maybe not even having some of the illnesses that are rampant today?
Well, first of all, you can take, a teenager can take this product, and you can take this product even up till you're 85 years old or 90 years old, because we always need those nutrients. So there's nothing age specific about these products. We always need them.
That's
but
not
as
what I
we
meant.
age,
What I'm trying, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what I'm trying to get at is by the responsibility that you take for your own health and then adding these supplements, can this help ward off illnesses that are seen so rampant as people begin to turn 48 and 50 years old?
Of course it can. As you keep your nutrient levels in the right place, as you detoxify properly, you will be a healthier person. Now, keep in mind your lifestyle plays a huge part in your successful wellness. So this is your health is a whole type of thing. It's not just a pill in a bottle.
Right. So between taking some responsibility for what goes into your mouth, a little bit of exercise, and then taking the supplements that you're not going to be getting out of your foods, because a lot of the foods today, the nutritional levels are depleted up to, what I've heard, up to 40% from what they used to be in the past, because we're not getting what we call organic anymore. The soils have been used up. And the fruits and the vegetables literally do not have the same nutritional value that our grandparents knew, and therefore by taking the supplementation we are making positively sure that we are getting the fuel that the body needs to simply function properly.
Well, that's exactly right. And we know that our foods are deficient in many important vitamins, and of course the most important thing, minerals. Minerals are much more important than vitamins to our overall health and longevity.
All right.
And that's what you're getting in this product.
Great. All right, so what we do is we just click where, Doc?
Oh, click right down at the, I don't know where.
At the link.
At the link.
All right.
Just click at the link.
Thank you. And we'll go on to our next segment.